Welcome, everyone. My name is Angela Papalia, and I'm the Assistant Director at the Adelphi, New York Statewide Breast Cancer Hotline and Support Program. Thank you so much for joining us today for Feel Good Friday, an online wellness forum. We are very fortunate today to have an expert be joining us with her expertise for a wonderful hour of mindfulness. I'd like to take this opportunity to let everyone know that this program is being recorded. If you would not like your image or name on the screen, please make the appropriate accommodation necessary. The Adelphi Breast Cancer Program is pleased to welcome this morning Tina Conroy. She is the Director of Energy Healing and Reiki Master at the Center for Wellness and Integrative Medicine. She also teaches all the Reiki certification programs and is a yoga instructor. Tina received her BA from American University, and she was inspired by several early teachers, including her teacher, Reverend Terry A. Hyman. And Tina found the confidence to use Reiki to heal herself and share this energy with others. Tina is trained in the traditional Yushi Shiki Rohu method of natural healing and holds Reiki Master Teacher degree. Tina is also a gifted yoga instructor, and she was initially drawn to yoga after the birth of her daughter, and she loves working with children and moms-to-be. She completed her yoga teaching certification with Suzanne Cardinal at Into This World Yoga Teacher Training. Tina's many offerings at the center include meditation classes and healing circles, individual Reiki sessions, and certification classes. We welcome Tina this morning as someone who we've called on in years past to help to serve the breast cancer community. And we welcome her expertise and her time this morning, generously offering to be here in support of our community and the Adelphi Breast Cancer Program. For those of you who are maybe joining us for the very first time, our program offers free psychosocial support services to those across New York State. And as you can see in the chat, Tina has placed her contact information in her institution where you can learn more about her very specialized training and areas of expertise. At this time, I'd like to welcome Tina. Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you so much, Angela, and appreciate being here and invited back. This is dear to my heart to really bring together our community and connection as we take care of ourselves and self-care. And I know that all of us at some point has been affected with breast cancer, either ourselves or through others. And as you're listening, we're allowing ourselves to be held in this very sacred space to learn or maybe relearn and experience some modalities, some mindfulness to help us navigate. We know that when we are available to navigate difficult times, it tends to be difficult to take care of ourselves. And when we can put the focus back on us, it allows us more space and more freedom to take care of ourselves and then perhaps navigate those difficult times. I always say when a Reiki treatment is about to begin, and I do work directly with breast cancer women currently in the healthcare system. They do come see me at the Center for Wellness, and I do that also outside within the Northwell Healthcare system, the Northwell Healthcare system. And it really does help navigate. I always say, even though this particular format is not necessarily Reiki based, it is energy based and it is about intention. But I always say that whatever we're experiencing, it's how we navigate it and how we show up. So today I want to share with you some tips. Maybe there'll be things that you already know that you can reintroduce into your life, and we can allow that to be something that begins to become a thread. It's always nice to learn these things, but to continue them on is really where the practice begins. And as we begin, I would like to just direct you to perhaps have a piece of paper or notebook and pen nearby. We'll be doing some reflecting practice as well. So we're going to begin in a centering. I'm going to guide you through a centering. This is very short. And just for the sake of movement, we are going to do a little bit of movement. Again, we're in a chair. I believe most of you are in some type of chair. So it will be really upper body movement, neck, shoulders, just kind of moving. And then working with the breath, some breath awareness. And then really getting more into some reflection and journaling or reflective practice. So that's kind of where we're going to go today. And then I'd like to leave it for some questions and answers, or just see where everybody is. So if you could just have that piece of paper and pen nearby, we're not going to use it right at the moment, but we'll turn to that in a moment. Okay. All right. So as we begin, just look at your seat. We're going to set up our seat. And I think that's really important, right? Sometimes we just want to get right at it, but it is important to start and set up our seat when we speak about a mindful practice. And before I even do that, I actually want to speak a little bit about mindfulness in general. There are two types of mindful practices. There is the informal mindful practice and the formal mindful practice. The informal mindful practice are the things that you do every day, and it's just putting an air of mindfulness to it. So, for example, in an informal mindful practice, it would be brushing your teeth, driving the car, washing the dishes. You pick an activity, and this might be something you want to think about. You pick an activity, and then while you do that activity, the next time you do it, you have a mindful mind about it. So how does that look? So when you go to brush your teeth this evening, or at some point in the next couple of hours or so, when you pick up the toothpaste, you notice the toothbrush, you notice the toothpaste, how you take the cap off. Is it a flip cap? Is it a turn cap, right? How does the toothpaste smell? You put it on your toothbrush. Do you turn the water on? Do you let it run? Do you not let it run? Putting it in your mouth, tasting it. You're slowing down the process and you're being very mindful in the activity that you are doing. And so you do that over and over again. You pick an activity, let's just say brush your teeth, and then you become mindful to it. And what happens in that moment is you become aware of all the senses as you're doing it. Instead of you just brushing your teeth, not even thinking about it and being in tomorrow or being in yesterday or thinking about something else, you're directed to the sensations of brushing your teeth. And that is an example of informal mindful practice. Anybody can do informal practice at any time. You pick an exercise that you probably do often, that you probably do rote, that you don't even think about. Some people choose driving a car. Sometimes I'm sure you've driven a car and you have gotten to a destination, you don't know how you got there. Next time you get in the car, maybe it's how you place your hands on the wheel, noticing the wind, noticing the sounds, so forth and so on. So that is an informal practice, and that can happen anytime. And you don't need to carve out any time for it. It is happening anyway. You're just changing how you think about it. And then the formal mindful practice is something we're going to do today. That is something that you do take time. You do take a little bit of time out of your day and you place it in your day. And in a mindful practice that is formal, that would be more meditation, seated meditation, walking meditation, guided imagery that I'm doing today. That is something that you do have to carve out a little bit of time, not too much, to do. So keep in mind as I'm speaking and as you leave today's presentation, where you can apply the informal mindful practices and then where you can apply the formal mindful practices. So as we begin the formal mindful practice, I'm going to ask you just to look at your seat and have your feet uncrossed, right? So get nice and comfortable in your chair. Not too comfortable. We want the back nice and straight, kind of like behind me. I have the energy chart behind me of the chakra chart. Feet are uncrossed. Hands can be on your lap, either upward or downward. And let's go ahead and close the eyes. Now, as you close your eyes, you may notice right away it's a little challenging to close your eyes because I just asked you to close your eyes and you were full of stimulus and everything that you may have been doing prior to getting on the call today. Let's find the breath. Begin to notice your breath without moving it, changing it, regulating it. Notice it, be the witness. Notice your inhale and notice your exhale. Notice if you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, or in through the nose and out through the nose. Just notice. Notice the quality of your breath. Is it long and slow, or short and choppy? And now notice the space between the breath in and the space between the breath out. And then moving away from the awareness of the breath, bring awareness to your shoulders and drop your shoulders away. Feel your spine get a little bit taller. Bring awareness to your face and soften your face. Bring your awareness back to your eyes when I had you close your eyes. And notice if your eyes are moving around behind the eyelids. See if you can let them settle and be heavy. And now let's bring awareness back to the breath. And this time we're going to regulate the breath. I'm going to guide you in through the nose and out through the mouth for the next few patterns of breath. Take a nice, long, slow, deep breath in through the nose. Exhale very slowly through the mouth like you're blowing a balloon. You'll notice when you do that, your shoulders fall away from your ears. And again, let's continue this. Inhale nice and slow through the nose. Exhale nice and slow through the mouth. Let's do that 3 more times. Inhale nice and slow through the nose. And nice and slow through the mouth. 2 more. Inhale nice and slow through the nose. Out through the mouth. And this one on your own. Now gently drop your chin to your chest. Crack your eyes open and lift your chin. And let's begin a little bit of very mindful movement. Take a gaze over your right shoulder. Your eyes are open. Your hands are still on your lap. Palms are down or up, whatever you like. Back to center. Gaze over the left shoulder. And center. Good. Again, to the right. And center and to the left. And center. Good. Take a gaze up. Center, gaze down. Again, through center and up. And center, gaze down. Bring your head back to center. And we're going to drop the right ear to the right shoulder. Now, let's take that right hand and you just let it drop alongside you. I know you can't see all of me, but let it drop alongside you. So it feels a little heavier. And then bring that right hand back to the lap, head center, and do the same thing. Drop the ear to the shoulder. And let the left hand kind of drop. And then the hand comes back to center. Good. I'm going to move back a little bit so you can see me. We're going to stretch the hands. So go ahead and clasp your hands the way you normally like. I don't know everyone's shoulder issue. So if this is difficult to you, I'm going to have you stay here. But if you can lift your arms over your head, you're going to go ahead. So in any kind of mindful practice, we always put ourselves first. So if this is going to be uncomfortable to you, please stay here the whole time. If you can lift your arms up, go ahead and lift your arms up over your head. Good. Nice. And let's take a couple breaths here, breathing in and out. Keep your feet firmly on the ground, feet rooted and grounded on the ground. We're going to take a nice side bend to the right. Don't worry if your elbows aren't straight. That's okay. And then back to center and other side. Nice. And back to center. And then go ahead and bring those arms forward. We're going to round the back. So you may need to come a little forward on your chair. And then lift the arms and arch your back. Stick your chest forward. Good. And then again. And lift. And one more time. And lift. Good. Let's let those arms just kind of float down. Right? And we're going to make some shoulder rolls. So bend the elbow, little fist, shoulder rolls. Now we always do something with self-care in mind, right? So just as I was lifting the arms, I know it can be challenging if you have any shoulder issues or anything under the arm issues. We're going to go the other way. So we always do the best that we can. We don't push into a point of any pain. It's not the pain, no gain. It's no pain, right? We always put ourselves first. Good. We're going to do the same thing with the shoulders. Again, we're going to open up. And if you've had any kind of surgeries or it's difficult for you to do this, you just keep your arms down. Okay. I don't know everybody that might be tuning in, but I'm doing very simple movements that could be very easy for you, but they may not be, right? And we're going to go the other way. Good. And then release. All right. We're going to do a little twist here. So if you have a chair with a handle, I have a little chair with an arm, I should say. If not, you're going to just sit up nice and tall. We're going to twist to the right first. Okay. So I'm holding onto the side of my chair. Hopefully you have one too. And if not, you can always use the back of the chair. We're going to lift and lengthen our spine and twist over that shoulder. Okay. So we're looking over the right shoulder here. Inhale, exhale, twist. Make sure your feet are uncrossed on the floor. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist and breathe. Let's do the same thing back on the other side. We just turn the arms, not the spine yet. Hold on to that side or the back, depending on what you have. And let's twist over that left shoulder. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist. Inhale, exhale, twist and breathe. Nice. Come back to center. Okay. Bring your hands on top of your knees. I have my hands right on top of my elbows are straight. We're going to push our chest forward and arch our back and then round our back and bring it back. So you're moving back and forth. So you're coming forward. So your seat's staying on the chair. We're doing a little arch and rounding, which is pretty accommodating to most of us. Good. A few more. You know, it's really important mindfully to move your spine in 6 directions. So I want you to think about this after you leave me today. Throughout the day, you would like to do some type of forward bend and back bend, side bend right, side bend left, twist right, and twist left. So that would be 6 movements of the spine. Now, that doesn't mean it has to be anything extreme. But doing that, and we're going to pause right here, doing all those 6 movements keeps your spine really healthy, keeps your body and everything kind of really well. Now let's just do some hand and wrist work before we kind of move deeper into the meditation. So what I'm going to ask you to do is if you could just take your hands and bring them out for me, spread your fingers and say hello. Good, you can smile. Everyone's so serious. Let's just a nice big hello here. Good. And we're going to make a fist and open, just nice and easy. Open and close, open and close. As you open, we want those jazz hands, right? So like spread your fingers. Good. We're awakening our fingers, awakening our joints. We know that our hands can get very stiff sometimes, right? We're getting a little bit into the cooler weather. Good. Couple more like that. Nice and easy. These are things that you can do on your own. So I want to leave them with you. And now we're just going to make a fist here and drop them down like that. Now, what you're going to notice is you're going to feel a little stretch at the top of your wrist. So we're going to open, fist, drop. Good. Open, fist, drop. And one more like that. Open, fist, drop. Let's take that right wrist, okay, and I'm going to hold it with my left hand, and we're going to circle around. I want you to imagine you have this beautiful paintbrush. Right, we're just circling around. Nice and easy movement. Anything that you can do just to keep ourselves. And as we're doing this, yes, your mind's going to wander, but you're feeling the mindful movement. Let's go the other way. Let's switch hands. Let's make a fist with the left hand. Take a hold of the wrist and circle around. These are really accessible to everyone. Good. And now let's go a little further with the hands. Take your right hand out, like you're giving me a high five, and then turn it towards yourself. So look at it. And you're going to pick up your index finger of your left hand and take it to the pinky. My elbow is bent here, and nice and easy, we're going to stretch the hand. So stretch it all the way down. Good. Little stretch of the finger. Here we go. Fourth finger. Stretch. This really helps open up all the channels of the hands. Good. Third finger. Index finger. And your thumb. Beautiful. Let's go right to the second hand, right? Out, give me a 5. Turn towards yourself. Take your index finger to your pinky. Little bend to the elbow here, and let's stretch this hand. We do a lot. Sometimes people do a lot of work with their hands, typing. I hope not too much texting or scrolling. Index finger. And thumb. Beautiful. Nice. So hopefully you're a little bit more relaxed and more mindful. I'm going to guide you in now. So I invite you to take a comfortable seat. You really just need to hear me, not see me, so don't get distracted from the video. So we're just going to have everybody close their eyes. I'll keep the video on just because then you wouldn't see anything, but there's not much to see because you're going to close your eyes and just kind of come within. So let's go ahead and come back to that seat. Get nice and comfortable as we've moved a little bit in our seat with mindful movement. And then go ahead and close your eyes. I'm going to guide you into a meditation I wrote, and then we'll do some reflective practice. So the name of this meditation is Radiate Your Light. Take a few breaths as we begin, closing your eyes. Settle in. It is time to play big. Stand up and be who you are. No longer dimming your light. You are here on this earth to live in alignment and authenticity for your true self. The intention of today's healing meditation is to empower your greatness that already lives within you and to live your life and radiate your light. As we center, feel your body relax as I guide you in, feeling yourself comfortable, and allow the space around you to be uninterrupted for your mindful practice. With your eyes closed, notice the space in and around your heart, the center of your heart. Feel your heart open and be free, letting in light, a brightness and a warmth. Begin breathing with this pulsating light, as if your heart is breathing for you. The center of your chest, your heart space, breathing in and breathing out. And notice your body getting more and more relaxed. Feel your seat on the chair relaxed and comfortable, and feel yourself melting, grounding down. Now imagine this golden light expanding beyond your heart where it began, and it begins to flow through your whole body. Feel it move through your arms, down to your hands, and through your legs, reaching your feet. Let this light infuse every cell, every part of you with its radiant energy. As your whole body fills with this beautiful light, recognize that this is your true self. A being of immense strength, wisdom, and love. This is your authentic light, the essence of who you are at your core. Now, I ask you to reflect on the moments when you have felt most alive, most aligned with your true self. See yourself standing tall, confident, Remember times when you stood up for what you believed in, speaking your truth with clarity and courage, and feeling empowered. You are empowered now. Now, with the help of your inner guidance system, envision yourself in a situation where you may need to ask for help. You have that strength within you. You are being cheered on. Feel that you're guided, connected with grace and presence. And this power has always been here within you. You can harness and tap into it. I invite you to notice how you feel in this moment. The strength in your voice, the conviction of your heart, and the clarity. You shine your light brightly. Not only do you take care of yourself, you shine your light brightly, and the world is better for it. Feel the alignment of your true self with your actions. Take a few deep breaths into your belly and exhale away. Take a moment to bask in this vision and feel the gratitude in your heart, feeling the joy and the freedom. Continue to keep falling back and coming back to the light within your heart, shining within you, your special light of healing. And now for the next few moments, ask this light to move within your being to any part of the body that may be uncomfortable, your own special light. It may move to a part of your body that is physically discomfort or any emotions that you're hanging on to. Imagine or feel or see it moving like a spotlight, feeling that sense of peace and calm wash over you. Just take a moment in silence here. And in doing so, place your right hand in the center of your chest and your left hand on top. Feel the essence of who you are at your core, the light within you, and the gratitude. Notice the rise and fall of your chest, and breathe into your heart. And then gently release your hand into your lap. Take a deep breath in through the nose and exhale through the mouth. Drop your chin once again. And very slowly, you want to come back slowly. Crack your eyes open and lift your chin. And now, keeping this sacred state and centered state, I'm going to ask you to reach for your pen and paper. If you can just go ahead and do that. And I'm going to give you a prompt. If you've never done this before, just an easy kind of way to get yourself to write or reflect, and kind of reflect on a little bit of that was given in this guided meditation. So the first prompt, okay? There was a part in the guided meditation, if you hung around with me and you were able to hear my voice and stay with me, is for you to remember a time when you felt most alive. Now, this could be a time that you felt most yourself, most authentic. People may say happy, but a moment in your life that you felt most alive. So just take a moment. Your prompt would be, the moment in my moment in my life that I felt most alive and aligned with my true self was ... Okay. So it's that feeling of just whatever you were doing felt really good, felt really aligned with who you are. I'm going to give you about 2 to 3 minutes, and then we'll hopefully share. So what we're going to do, and I can be the speaker. So what we're going to do is if you could put it in the chat, and you may not write the whole thing, but maybe just so we can share, and I'm going to be the one kind of sharing. I believe sharing is caring, and we can hear from other people's reflection. It spurs maybe other things that have come up for you. So again, if you can just share with us in the chat, put in, it goes to everyone. Times in your life that you felt most alive, most aligned with your true self. And we're doing this for a good reason, right? We're recalling these times that made us feel good. And when we have these memories or these moments that made us feel good, we can then reflect on those moments in times of resiliency, times that we need to. So it's very important to share and to remind ourselves. We may forget about them. They might be back in the mind, but when they're written down and we can reflect on them, they really do bring a great sense of resiliency to you. Okay, and I'm going to read them, and I might need my glasses for this. Okay, so, and I'll just use first names because I know we're recorded. Joanne says, my wedding day. And you said to Robert, nice. So I get that a lot. So, we recall on that. So what's something that's really nice to think about if you're going through your journey, a breast cancer journey, or with others, I know there's some caretakers on here as well, and a lot of people are affected, is to write down a few things of these. There will be more than one, and reflect on these good memories, reflect on the feelings, not just the picture of it, which is beautiful, but how you felt about it and how people made you feel. So we have a couple of things to reflect on. Again, it kind of helps us to move forward on our journey, in whatever journey we're on, but of course, a breast cancer journey. Watching fireworks on a summer night. I love that. So again, we have a feeling. We have a feeling of witnessing something and the excitement of fireworks. And, I would even go a little further, and then I know this is just the chat, but how did you feel in those moments? Where were you? Were you at a beach? Were you at a park? Who were you with? Who filled your spirit? Who filled your soul? Who was around you? Maybe smells, right? Did you smell the ocean? Did you smell the fireworks scent, right? All those things were going to evoke a memory. Remember, we have all our senses that help us. And when it's something like we're using fireworks, for example, did you see fireflies as well as fireworks? Where were you? Who were you with? The mind and memories are evoked by a lot of memories of images in our mind, and also sensory and what we smell and how we feel. It's similar to like dream state, right? If you do dream, I should say we all dream, but if you remember your dreams, it's the feeling in the dream. During my, hang on. Being at the beach, enjoying weather, another perfect one, right? So again, beautiful, the beach, right? And the beach just changed and shifts in New York, right? We have the summer beach, we have a winter beach, we have a fall beach, all different times. We know that the water element is very healing for a lot of us. We can listen to the waves or watch the waves, or if it's a lake or if it's a stream, any body of water, we're very gathered, we're very pulled to. And it's very helpful. Again, I would say write these things down, and you're going to have more than one, right? Maybe some of these that other people are writing in the chat are going to spur some memories for you. During my MSW graduation, yes, sense of achievement. This is a big one, right? A sense of achievement, a sense of completing something, a sense of um, taking the time, being courageous, stepping up, doing something that might have been really hard and difficult, knowing that you got through that and you'll get through other things again. We say in a yoga practice, it's not about, like, say you're in a pose of tree pose. It's not about the pose. It's not about being perfect. It's the practice. It's not about getting there or staying there. If you fall out, it's how you recover. Right. So we come out of poses, like I use this analogy of yoga. We come into a pose and maybe we fall out. It's not about the pose. It's about when we do fall out or we do misalign, how do we get back up, right? How do we do that? And it can be challenging, but we kind of come onto those laurels. We come back to, I did it, I'll do it again. I have that resiliency and support. And having support like this is so important. Seeing the sunset out east while sitting at the beach. Another beach, yeah. Sunsets, sunrises, right? Very simple parts of our life that sometimes we overlook and we might be busy. Nature in itself is a very beautiful way to de-stress. Nature in general, any type of nature will help you de-stress. And I want to touch upon some things that you can do just for de-stressing. Surviving breast cancer. Yes, let's get right to it, right? Absolutely. Absolutely. Watching my husband and kids fish at our favorite beach. Everyone loves the beach. Who doesn't love the beach? Seeing sunsets, chanting. I love this, chanting Torah on Yom Kippur. Love that. Yeah, that's another beautiful thing. So when we're connected to a sacred or even religious connection, that's important too. When we have a sense of something bigger and greater from us, we're gravitated, right? So going to a sacred, if it's spiritual or religious, temple, church, feeling supported in community. Chanting is another healing, right? So loving all the chanting and using our voice in a lot of the different religious aspects, especially in Judaism, to really heal the communications in the throat. Really beautiful part of the journey. Let's see. Watching a movie and cozy night with my loved ones. Love that. Okay. All right. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I want to kind of shift over. If anyone has anything else, please feel free. Again, I invite you to make a little list, right? Make a little list of some of the things. So if you have the thing that you wrote down, and then maybe a few other bullet points, you can always carry it with you when you're feeling a little bit, need some inspiration, need some resiliency, remember, in this community, you may be the one that's going through the journey, or you may be going through the journey hand in hand as a caretaker, but we all are affected on a way. So we need to spread the word. And I think I'll do my last one here. Learning to sing, looks like. Okay. Sung by Debbie Friedman. Okay, love that. All right. All right. So I want to kind of pause here and share a little bit of things that you can do on a daily basis for stress and de-stressing. And then also any questions and answers, I just want you to kind of fire them away in the chat for me. So some of the things that we can de-stress. So we talked about some of them, right? Invoking a memory, something positive, writing it down and reflecting. Nature will always kind of bring you back. Even if you have to just open your back door, and if you can't go for a walk, but you can breathe in nature, be in nature. Any kind of nature is really helpful. It kind of raises your vibration, raises your mood. Being around people that you enjoy, I know we always laugh at that because not everybody really go, but what I say is being around some really good people that are you like to communicate with, that you want to share like-minded things with, that lift you up, that pull you up, that are around having some really positive conversations. I always used to joke and say, if the phone rings and you go, oh, it's that person again, that's a person that's probably dragging you down. I'm not telling you to get rid of your family members. I don't want to be the one to say that, but just kind of look at those interactions sometimes. If time after time after time, a friend or so forth, every conversation isn't making you feel worse about yourself or not good, maybe you need to just look at that. Again, I'm not telling you to cut it off, but look at some of your boundaries and look at where maybe you have to uh, change a little bit of the time with them or minimize the time with them, right? Because your time is important. So being around people you love, being around people that support you, being in a positive vibe, right? Now we're always not going to be in a positive vibe, but really having people around you that you're happy and support. Being connected to something for the most part, spiritual or religious. Okay. Now they can be both. You can be spiritual and religious, you can be one or the other. They kind of go hand in hand. But we do find that when we are connected to a faith or hope, it does help us connect again. So temple, church, community, yoga studio, things like that are going to really connect you to something bigger and greater. Smells. We didn't really talk about this. This is something simple, but any kind of smells that invoke and kind of lift vibration. It could be essence of lavender, essential oils. Lavender could be essential oil of orange. Citrus smells are positive. If you think of like smelling an orange or smelling a lemon, it kind of invigorates you, makes you feel good. So having some scents around you that make you feel good, and that means putting a diffuser, if you can, in your home. Or I like to use essential oils because they're non-synthetic and they're healthy. Things like that. So no perfumes and things like that if you can go more of the natural route. Another thing that you can do so that's a great thing too. So really have, soothing scents. Buy yourself flowers. I know you might be laughing right now, but go buy yourself flowers. So many stores, bodegas, buy yourself some flowers. And you deserve it. Don't wait for anyone else to buy you flowers. So buy yourself flowers. I think that's one of my big things I always tell my clients. Saying no when you mean no and saying yes when you mean yes. How does that help with stress? Well, if we keep saying yes, but we really mean no, there's going to be a bit of time that you feel like your time is not respected. So look at the situations and say, is it really a yes or is it really a no? The more that you're definitive with your time, the more time you're going to have for yourself, but it's also the time you spent, right? You don't want to be resentful of the time. So when it's a yes, it's a yes. When it's a no, it's a no, right? And so look at that. And if it's a maybe, figure it out. I know there's some things that we do have to do that we don't want to do. And I'm talking about like spending time with others or going to dinner and things like that. Having some alone time, having some time to reflect on a practice like we're doing today, some gentle movement, some reflective practice, listening to guided meditation. Those things do help with stress. And then we can go a little step further. Like we have here at the Center for Wellness, yoga class, a Reiki session, Pilates, massage, reflexology, acupuncture. We have them all here. So I'm going to bring those up, but that would be more of a getting something or doing something to kind of help your journey to relax and help your body realign. So that's some of them, and I'm probably missing many more, but that is a bit. So any questions that you looks like ladies or anyone who's joining in or might be seeing this on the recording, questions about mindful practices or a daily practice or the center, anything at all that I could perhaps guide you. I think you'd have to put in the chat because they can't unmute you. No question.
And I just want to say, I so appreciate you bringing up all the different modalities and giving us tools, because I think of all of the things that you've taken us through today, the activities and the different ways that we can incorporate mindfulness into our daily activities while going through different journeys. That's really key, being able to feel empowered to apply things in the moment. So I really want to thank you for that.
Absolutely. I appreciate that. And you're right. And I think it was, as I started out and I talked about the informal and the formal, it doesn't have to be much, but it is something to put an awareness to. So, and it's important. Where is your center? My center is in Roslyn, New York. I'll put the website again. It's 1500 Old Northern Boulevard in Roslyn. We are a full-scale center with many, many classes, yoga classes. We're open 7 days a week. We have yoga classes for all levels and all styles. That meaning that we have chair yoga, we have pelvic floor yoga, we have Pilates, pelvic floor. We have very distinct classes. And then we have beginner, intermediate, and so forth. We also have one-on-one Reiki treatments with me, reflexology and massage therapists here, as well as acupuncture. And I do get this question a lot, so I'll just kind of share it. Your first class is free to anybody. We're open to the community at large, so anybody here. We're also open to Northwell employees. We would love to say that all of these are covered by insurance, and unfortunately today at the moment, because insurance companies don't see a lot of these as billable items, except for acupuncture and lifestyle medicine. Everything else is a really, hopefully one day it will be covered by insurance. So yes, we are under Northwell Health. They would love it to be covered as well, but it's more the mandates of the insurance companies that don't allow these to be covered. That being said, we keep our prices pretty low, and I'll leave our phone number and everything there, if I can see. This is our number.
And somebody had addressed this while you're putting that in the chat, Tina. Somebody asked about sleep disruption.
Okay.
If there's someone that's really struggling because of high levels of stress and is experiencing insomnia, can you suggest any tips to help get through that difficult time?
I can. It's such a challenge. I know that for me, like I can fall asleep but not always stay asleep. So, first off the bat is having the environment. They say that, believe it or not, 65 degrees is sort of like the key coolness if you read anything about sleep. So keeping your room cool, but covered with a blanket. So kind of up to your chest. So your head is nice and cool, but the room itself is cool. Darken the light, right? We hear this over and over, but it's so important having any of these off your table, off your side tables, and also not looking at things before you go to bed. So giving yourself, 30 really minutes to tune down. Think about it. We kind of tune up our phones and we charge our phones and we charge everything else, but we need to be decharged ourselves. So if you could take all your electronics and do that. And then I can recommend some breathing. There's a breathing exercise, which is called alternate nostril breath. And so alternate nostril breath, you can obviously Google it. I'll show it to you. It looks a little odd, but we do share it with clients that need that help with insomnia, and also helps calm. We teach it to children as well because it also helps with focus. So it's interesting. It helps with like sleep and relaxation, but it also helps with focus. So simply, you're basically breathing in through one nostril and out the other, and then in through the nostril and out through the other. And it's called alternate nostril breath. And if you want like more of a tutorial, I will guide you guys through. Usually what it is you breathe, your lips are closed. You can try this. This could be a whole other segment, but your lips are closed and then alternate nostril breath, exactly. So you start with you use your thumb and your fourth finger. It's like this. So I'll show you. It looks a little odd, so it's hard to breathe and do it at the same time, talk and breathe, but you breathe through the left nostril, lips are closed. Then you take the fourth finger, close it off, and blow out the right. And breathe through the right, close, lift the fourth finger, blow out left. Right, and then you continue. Back and forth. So you can look it up, alternate nostril breath. In yoga terms, it's called Nadi Shodhana. It is a pranayama. Pranayama in yoga is breath work. And again, you're breathing in, breathing out, breathing in, breathing out slowly. What it also does, it regulates both ends of the brain, the right and left side of the brain, and it deregulates, it re-regulates your nervous system. So you might want to do a couple rounds and you might want to practice that. So that is something that is part of insomnia. Also a routine at night, right? So get some lavender essential oil, take a couple of breaths, maybe place them on the bottom of your feet. There's a reason for the bottom of the feet because it comes into the body. Essential oils, good essential oils will come into the body and help. And then if you do this every night, your body gets used to, okay, we're going to bed, right? Anybody have a pet or animal? I know like they get into a system, like my dog, it's like, oh, they look at me like, oh, are we going to bed yet? You know, it's like schedule, right? Ready. So we need to also prepare ourselves and our body and our mind and our spirit for the next leg, and sleeping is important, just as important as day. We tend to not give it as much importance, but it's really important. So we set up the environment as best as we can. We do the best that we can. I really am not going to speak on supplements or things like that because that's not my area of forte. That you can speak to your physician or health provider, but I would say just kind of setting up your space as much as you can. Yeah. And then we'll leave the website one more time. So it's Northwell, make sure I get it here. Make sure I do that correctly. NorthwellCWIM.com. So I'll just put it here. Let me just bring my computer a little closer. You can look on there. There we go.
Oh, thank you, Tina. There's also one more question somebody raised about meditation. Do you have a favorite or a preferred meditation that you recommend to people to use when they're trying to just find their center, trying to get through a difficult moment, perhaps preparing for a test or
Good one. So I recommend there are all different types of meditations. I'm always going to recommend for most people guided meditation, guided imagery, kind of what I did today, where you're just listening and you're being guided. Because to have anybody sit in silence for 15 minutes or 10 minutes is excruciating. And so we want, the thing that I think a lot of people get caught up with is they think that the mind has to be absolutely quiet, and it's not going to be. We want the mind to associate or go to another thing to do. So guided meditations are beautiful. Guided imagery, start there. Find ones that you like. I will share with you that I do write meditations. And so I have a free resource. I have 2 podcasts actually. So if you want to just listen on your headset, I'll put them in the chat. The first one is The Intuitive Woman, and these are free. These don't cost anything. The Intuitive Woman podcast. And again, you can find it on wherever podcasts are, Apple Play, anywhere a podcast is. And then the second one is all meditations. This is has a lot. This is healing meditation for women. These are all for women or women that identify as women. Okay, so those 2 podcasts, the second one is only meditations. It's my voice. I should say sometimes it's Katie's voice, who's the owner of that podcast. I'm a voice on the podcast. The Intuitive Woman is my podcast, and it's interviews as well as meditation. So you get a little bit of who I am. I talk about spiritual concepts and different things, in general. So those are really great tools. There's also wonderful apps on your phone. People like Insight Timer, people like Calm, people like Headspace. You could just find whatever's easy and listen. The key is consistency. Do it every single day. Start with 5 minutes. Start with 5-minute meditations. And don't feel like you have to sit up or cross your legs or, lay down and get comfy, put your earbuds in or just play. Because the more your body listens to it, the more your body will relax. Matter of fact, the meditations that I do here at the center, we have meditation every single day for 30 minutes a day. I guide it Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. I have everybody lie down. So they lie down and they listen to a meditation and they're better for it. So, but thank you guys so much.
Oh, Tina, I know I speak for the entire room here. Thank you for just taking us through a beautiful hour. I can't think of a better way to have spent this time today on this beautiful sunny day than with you and just sharing your insights and really these beautifully curated activities that can really empower us as we move along our day and our journey. So thank you so much on behalf of the Breast Cancer Program. Thank you.
Always a pleasure. Thank you, Angela. Thank you, everyone. And leaving with many, many blessings.
Thank you. You as well. And everyone, thank you for joining us here today. As always, please feel free to reach out to us if we can assist you, support you in any way, shape, or form. And we encourage you to utilize Tina's resources, many websites, the podcast. Take a look at the Center for Integrative Medicine at Northwell. And please be on the lookout in your email for additional resources from Tina that are here in the chat today, as well as our evaluation tool, which will help us to continue to offer these free programs to the breast cancer community. Thank you, everyone, for your day, and have a wonderful weekend
Thank
ahead.
you. Have a beautiful day,
Okay.
everyone. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.